Hello Crosswalk, this is Amanda Idleman and welcome to my very kid toy filled backyard. I am here to talk about my article, 6 amazing roles that grandparents fill in our families today. We are fortunate to live close to both my parents and my husband's parents, and so my kids are super spoiled and super blessed to be able to spend a lot of time with their grandparents. They help us so much, help babysit, which is wonderful, help, with the formation of their character, help spoil them with lots of toys and sugar, of course. But we are so thankful, and my kids love getting to see their grandparents. So we know firsthand how important they are as parents in our children's lives. We have 4 kiddos, so it's definitely helpful to have some extra hands to rely on as well, as we kind of navigate the world of parenthood. So the first role that we talked about is that grandparents fill the role of historian, which is super sweet. We actually went to Myrtle Beach with my in-laws. We usually go with them during the winter because they like to do like the winter beach thing, get away from the cold. And it was really cool because my oldest son just sat down with Papa and asked him all kinds of questions about his growing up and his parents, and both of my husband's parents have parents, so his grandparents, had passed away. So hearing those stories is really the only way that my kids now can connect with their ancestors and the ones that came before them. So that I thought was really sweet. My grandparents on my dad's side are still living. So actually the other day in the car, my son was talking about how different it was when they were going to school and growing up. My grandma actually went to school in a one-room schoolhouse, crazy enough. They're from Canada. And so that was really cool too, because they could, recall the stories that they heard from them and then connect them to how different our lives are now. 2, grandparents are role models and heroes, and that is so true. It's cool to hear all of the things that their grandparents have done to sort of make a difference, to grow as individuals. Their stories really set a great model for our kids. 3, grandparents are amazing caretakers for their grandchildren, and that's true. My kids hands down love when Grandma and Peepaw or Mimi and Papa are able to babysit. Now they're old enough that they just ask to go to their house if it's been like more than a week. They usually are like, can we go to Grandma's house? So I'm thankful because it gives me a well-needed and much-needed break, but I love that it doesn't feel like a burden to anybody to sort of have them take that role. Grandparents offer spiritual guidance, and it's true that there's such a heritage that passes down from each generation, and when it comes to spiritual life, and I'm super thankful that my kids get to see the model that their grandparents are, and they've shared their faith with us, and then we've had the joy of sharing our faith with our kids. And it's such an advantage because breaking generational curses is hard. So having people that have gone before you to sort of start that work, none of us are perfect, no family history is perfect, but thankfully our family is so blessed to have several generations of Christians, and my kids, they don't even know that they have such a leg up as far as walking out their faith and just living a life that has less hurdles that they have to overcome, and less trauma, all of those difficult things. And as an adoptive parent, I truly just pray that my adoptive children are able to also benefit from that spiritual heritage, and that the Lord would honor that, and that the Lord would also honor the prayers of people that maybe I don't even know in my children's birth families that maybe they are believers and have prayed for this child. We don't know everything about the families that, our adoptive son comes from. So over time, I hope that we get to learn more about that. And I know that God honors those prayers as well. Grandparents make great playmates. So this, can be a challenge for grandparents because just the pace of life and changes as you age, and our kids are wild people. But my kids love when Peepaw is willing to get out a huge slip and slide for them, or when Mimi and Papa are willing to take them on a special outing, or get in the pool with them, or whatever it is. They love it. Grandparents make wonderful teachers, and that's true. I'm so thankful. My second son kind of was a late reader, struggled a little bit, and my mother-in-law was a first and second grade teacher, and just amazing, fabulous teacher. And I was so grateful because I started kind of getting anxious as a mom, like, okay, is this kid gonna learn how to read? Thankfully it started to click, so I feel a huge weight coming off my shoulders. But she took some time and tutored him and worked one-on-one with him, which I think he really benefited from, and just got a boost of confidence. And I benefited from having an extra hand to invest in him, to take a different approach, and just also to focus really on where he was at, because with multiple kids and lots going on, it can be a challenge to meet everyone's needs. So I'm thankful for that. And my, as grandparents, you can offer so much as far as supporting your grandchildren's education. And let's see. Yeah. So that is the 6 roles that grandparents fill in our lives. There's so many more. So that's definitely not an exhaustive list. And I just hope that, the number 1 role that you take as a grandparent, and that I know my kids benefit from, is prayer warrior for the next generation, because there are some amazing things coming in this next generation, a lot of opportunities. There's so many challenges. Every generation has different challenges, but I see, as our kids come up, they are facing some new things, and so just more than anything, lift up your grandkids in prayer. Pray that they have the right friends come along, the right passions that come into their lives, that the truth is written on their heart. I pray every night for my kids, total tangent, but that they would grow to be people that love the Lord with all their heart, mind, soul, and strength, and love their neighbor as themselves. And that is a prayer that grandparents can pray over their grandchildren every day, because ultimately that's the goal, to raise a generation that loves the Lord and loves others. So I just encourage you to, if you throw out the rest of that list, to take up this one point and be the next generation's prayer warrior, because they are awesome. I see so many amazing children that my friends are raising, or that my children are friends with. So I'm encouraged, but I also know that there are new challenges that I don't even know how to handle for my kids, necessarily, with entertainment and screens and confusion about the truth. So we have to be active praying that they will, find God's truth in a world full of confusion. All right. Thank you very much.